With Arman Tsarukyan weighing in as the backup, is he getting back in the good graces with you and the...
Well, it's not about getting back in the good graces. It's about, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just, you couldn't fuck up anything worse than that.
Khamzat Chimaev is sprinting up a Los Angeles hill, shirt off, sweat spraying. The person recording can't keep up, so the frame jumps. But every blur shows a fighter rebuilt from the ground up, broad shoulders, tight waist, veins like wiring. Fans type Huck within seconds, reposting the clip across every app. Some freeze frame to measure biceps, others wonder if the added muscle will ruin his gas tank. In a single recess period, hashtags about Kamzat's new body trend worldwide. At the same time, whispers spread that Ilia Topuria's first featherweight defense has been secretly booked against Arman Tsarukyan. Two tidal waves of news crash together, and every forum lights up. Will Kamzat finally fix his cardio? Is Taporir brave enough to face the division's strongest wrestler?
You are gonna see me at 155 that I'm gonna touch someone and I'm gonna take his lights out. I don't need to touch his chin. I just touch his head and it will explode. I feel so powerful at that weight class, so stable in the ground. Like, do you wanna wrestle? Let's wrestle. No problem. And I have the gas tank for 5 days, not 5 rounds.
Memes of him dragging a truck appear, jokes about secret serum swirl, and even kids who don't watch fights start asking who this Borz guy is. The energy feels like the first trailer for a blockbuster movie, and nobody wants to miss opening night. Chael Sonnen, the retired trash talk wizard who now delivers insider news, jumps on his podcast and says he already knows the plan. Topuria versus Zarukian is done, signed, and headed for a winter pay-per-view. He tells listeners he learned it while visiting a friend's gym, adds that Arman happened to be in the same room, and points out that Ilia had tweeted, "I don't want to fight," something Ilia always says right before accepting a bout. Chael talks fast, stacking clue on clue, but the chat rolls its eyes. Fans remember times he swore other matchups were locked, only for the UFC to go a different direction. Comments joke that the bad guy is wrong 3 times a week.
Derritter has trained with both of them. He said there's going to be an early storm by Chimaev, but he believes Dricus can sustain the storm, and each passing minute favors Dricus. Now, what he's talking about is conditioning.
Still, the rumor keeps growing because it makes sense on paper. Slick wrestling versus laser boxing. Even doubters admit they would watch. Sonnen closes the show claiming the promotion has already blocked off an arena date, daring skeptics to wait and see. Former heavyweight and talk show host Brendan Schaub shows up on MMA Desk and offers plain advice to Arman Tsarukyan. If you've waited almost a year for a title shot, why gamble it away now? He asks, leaning forward like a coach talking to a rookie. Schaub reminds everyone that one bad cut, sprained ankle, or unlucky split decision can erase months of hard training and leave a fighter stuck on the bench. He retells the cautionary tale of a friend who took a last-minute bout for quick cash, blew out a knee, and ended up watching the belt change hands from his sofa.
Things I saw him do to world-class competitors. And he could do it at any given moment in any aspect, whether it was striking, grappling, wrestling. He had world-class guys from each.
Instead, Schaub urges Arman's manager to call Dana White directly and ask a single yes or no question, am I next? If the answer is yes, the smartest move is to stay in the gym, sharpen the game plan, and arrive fresh on fight night. If the answer is no, then at least the team can weigh options with clear eyes, hunt a top contender, take a tune-up fight, or wait anyway. With everyday words, Schaub teaches that timing matters as much as talent, and patience can be a fighter's hardest workout. Lightweight veteran Renato Moicano creates a headline that has nothing to do with punches. Years of legal fighting produced a settlement that offered him nearly $200,000 as payment for past low wages. Surprisingly, Moicano says, no thank you. On a live stream, he explains in calm, slow sentences that he signed his UFC contracts willingly and must own both the good and the bad.
I was very happy that the doctor stopped the fight because I don't get paid by rounds, I get paid by wins. So as soon as I finish, it's better for me. But I think it was the right decision. His eyes were pretty bad.
He compares taking the payout to robbing a bank. Quick money that feels wrong inside. His refusal sparks a storm of opinions. Some call him stubborn, others call him a man of strict principle. Moicano argues that when fighters accept quiet settlements, the deeper problem stays hidden and nothing changes for the next generation. He wants the pay issue talked about in public, not buried under bonus checks. Whether fans agree or not, his stand forces everyone, even casual viewers, to ask why the company's pay structure keeps ending up in court. One fighter turning down 6 figures may not shake the UFC's walls, but it does shine a bright light where the promotion would rather keep shadows.
I want to fight him very badly. I want to hurt him. Doesn't matter if he won that fight or not. Doesn't matter. We need to fight.
In the middleweight ranks, Dutch ace Reinier de Ridder scrolls past Paulo Costa's fiery tweets and simply laughs. Costa, sitting at number 12 with only one win in his last 3 fights, stamps challenge emojis all over social media, daring de Ridder to throw down. De Ridder answers with a calm grin, "He's not there yet, keep trying." The reply stings because it hides no anger, just honest math. In the UFC, the small number beside a name works like a key card. It opens main events and shuts lesser doors. De Ridder is number 5 and aiming upward, so a fight with Costa could slow his climb. Costa fans argue that personality sells tickets, but de Ridder sees the sport like chess, not a circus. His polite shrug becomes a viral gif, looping on phones everywhere, while young viewers learn a clear lesson. Excitement helps, but rankings rule.
Co-main event, Sean Strickland beat Paulo Costa. There was kind of a weird judges' scorecard in that they gave it to Paulo, I think.
It wasn't weird, it was f***ing nuts is what it was. It's insane. That guy should never ref a big fight again. They should kick him back down to the minor leagues and let him work on his judging.
If Paulo wants to dance, he must stack fresh wins first. Until then, de Ridder will keep sharpening tools for opponents who move him closer to a title, not further back. Heavyweight bruiser Martin Budai just tasted the sport's harshest reality. He fought out the final bout on his contract, scored a clear decision, and celebrated over dinner with friends. Then his phone buzzed. The UFC would not renew. No negotiation, no counteroffer, just goodbye. The shock hit hard because Budai owned a strong 6-1 record and a 3-fight win streak inside the octagon. On MMA Desk, he explains he never asked for a raise, he only wanted fresh paperwork. His story spreads fast, reminding rookies that winning is not always enough. Still, Budai refuses to sulk. He already has calls from PFL and European Promotion Octagon, where he once wore gold. Coaches now use his tail in gym talks. Win big, but finish bigger, they tell prospects, because sleepy decisions don't excite matchmakers. Budai vows to come back with highlight reel knockouts that no promoter can overlook. For young athletes listening, the lesson is crystal. Contracts are only promises until the ink dries on the next one, and job security in MMA depends on spectacular moments fans will never forget.
I just forgot his first name, which is terrible. Magomedov. He just fought the double spinning back knuckle knockout.
Jared Bullet?
Then he called out my boy Izzy.
Striking wizard Michael Venom Page is chasing a different dream. Though he will fight powerhouse Jared Cannonier at 185 pounds next month, he still calls for a welterweight showdown with champion Leon Edwards in London. Page says, "The UK deserves a mega fight, and I'll sign tomorrow if they offer it." He explains that middleweight offered quicker bookings, but his heart beats at 170, where his speed and swagger shine brightest. He pictures the walkout music echoing through a packed arena, friends and family screaming his name, and believes that memory would outlast any belt or paycheck. He also points out that Edwards has struggled to find flashy challengers who can draw casual viewers, claiming his own highlight reel of knockout spins and lunging punches would solve that problem overnight. The matchup, he insists, would not just be a fight but a celebration of British martial arts history, the kind of event young fighters would rewatch for years when searching for inspiration. Behind the scenes, the UFC whiteboard keeps filling with fresh ink. One matchup grabbing attention is Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov on October 4 in Anaheim, a middleweight clash where the winner could rocket straight into the rankings. On the same card, flyweight newcomer Alan Correa steps in for the injured Edgar Chairez against Alessandro Costa. To casual viewers, these swaps look small, but seasoned fans know lineup tweaks can launch future stars. A surprise spinning back fist on a prelim can turn an unknown into a co-main attraction. Hardcore followers now paste the updated list onto bedroom walls, circling sleeper fights in red marker, and writing predictions in notebook margins. Social feeds explode with matchup graphics, analytic threads, and quick polls asking who scores the upset of the evening. Fans trade digital cards, arguing over reach, takedown percentages, and whether Pyfer's heavy hooks can break Magomedov's slick footwork. Even teachers catch students sneaking a peek at the updated card between classes, proof that the road to October is already pulling minds away from textbook. Retired legend Khabib Nurmagomedov drops news that sets forums ablaze. In a casual interview, he reveals his cousin, lightweight champ Usman Nurmagomedov, will rematch Paul Hughes on October 4 in Dubai.
Is greatest competitor in UFC of all time. It's my opinion.
Their first bout ended in a razor-close majority decision that fans still debate daily. A second meeting promises clarity and maybe fresh controversy. As if that weren't enough, Artem Lobov announces he will finally settle a 7-year grudge with Zubera Tukugov the night before, also in Dubai. The twin events turn the city into October's fight capital and spark sudden spikes in travel searches. Some dream of catching both cards back-to-back like a combat concert, while others plan giant watch parties with themed snacks. Old clips of the infamous McGregor-Khabib brawl resurface, reminding viewers how deep the bad blood runs among these camps. Young fans learn geography by tracing Dubai's skyline and imagining fireworks above the Burj Khalifa as fighters step on the scale. The desert heat, late-night start times, and high stakes all combine to create the feel of a blockbuster season finale. Middleweight prospect Caio Borralho adds another talking point by suggesting Robert Whitaker might be nearing the end of his remarkable run. After Whitaker's narrow split decision loss to Derritter, Borralho tells reporters that he saw fatigue in Whitaker's eyes and slower footwork. He speaks respectfully, calling Whitaker a legend, but still believes the former champ no longer craves 5-round war. Some fans think Borralho is fishing for a big-name fight. Others agree the Reaper may be wearing down. Veteran coaches weigh in, noting that Whitaker has been competing at the highest level for nearly a decade, a span that would age any athlete. They remind students that fighters don't just battle opponents, they battle mileage-old injuries and endless flights around the globe. The question hanging in the air is simple yet gripping. Can a warrior refuel the fire after so many campaigns? Or does the torch pass to the next hungry challenger? We end where we started, Khamzat Chimaev's startling transformation. Training partner Arman Tsarukyan reveals that Kamzat now wears a recovery band every night. Its sensor flashes green when his body is ready, and red when he needs rest. Coaches cancel a session if they see red, preventing the burnout that once left him huffing in round 2. Twice a week he hits the weight room for compound lifts, adding muscle that makes his frame look like a comic book hero, yet dietitians measure every carb to keep his energy high. He sprints hills with featherweight powerhouse Aaron Pico, each man pushing the other like rival brothers. Shirtless clips show thicker shoulders and a leaner waist, proof of the grind. Fans argue in comment threads. Some swear a fully conditioned Kamzat will bulldoze Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319. Others predict the bigger body will drain him on weigh-in day. The debate only grows with every new photo. October's fight will solve the mystery, but until that bell rings, the MMA community can't stop staring, screenshotting, and guessing what this revamped Borz will unleash inside the cage.